Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of how I got into the film industry. If this is your first time here, maybe consider subscribing. And if you haven't watched the last video, hit the link up there and it'll take you to the previous video. Alright guys, let's go. Welcome back, wolves. Where were we? We were Man in the High Castle. The first day on the Man in the High Castle, I got asked to get a block battery. Now, I thought I knew what this was because in the past, a block battery was something a little bit different. So, what happened was, I went to the camera truck, had to find it first off, didn't know where it was, had to ask a few people, finally found the camera truck, and I found a battery. This battery was big, probably about this big, fits in your hand. I grabbed that and I brought it back and they were like, no, that is not the battery. That is an onboard battery, not the block battery. Now there's a lot of batteries that we use in the camera department. There's fizz batteries, there is block batteries, and there is onboard batteries, and there's AA, AAAs, and IP123s. Anyways, that doesn't matter. What matters is I ended up going and grabbing the right battery, and the right battery was one that looked like a car battery. Brought that back. That was my day. I was asked to go and get water, go and get coffees, go and do tasks that I didn't even know where any of this stuff was, what they were asking me to grab, how to get this stuff. I had to go to Crafty. Craft Services is a thing that you have on a big film set where you can go and get whatever you want to eat, to drink, and stuff, and they have water there. Well, my crew wanted me to grab a big jug of water, and Crafty told me, that's too bad because we don't give you guys a big jug of water. So I had to use my skills and just figure it out. And my day was very long, lots of running around. Didn't really get to do any camera stuff, but it was just really busy. So after that, I had some trainee days, a couple weeks on Riverdale. I worked on a show called My So-Called Wife, which is now called Imposters, not Impasters, Imposters. What else did I work on? And after that, I ended up going to Calgary, because that's where I was living at the time. I wasn't actually living in Vancouver yet, right? Because I just told you guys that in the last video. So I was still living in Calgary, and I ended up getting on this production called Dead Again in Tombstone, and this production was through Kat at the Union. She got me on this as a trainee. Now they couldn't find a second AC. I had previous experience doing second AC work, and after being on set, I kind of knew what I was doing from there. I also picked up a few second AC days on Imposters before this show, so I knew what I was getting myself into, and they just upgraded me for the whole feature film. So I was a second AC on this movie called Dead Again in Tombstone. They ended up needing camera operators that knew how to use certain cameras, which were newer, the Sony a7S Mark II, and I was in charge of like 10 GoPros. That's just the beginning. But I only got a couple upgrade days where I actually got paid as a camera operator. That never happened, so don't think that's ever gonna happen, because that never actually happens. This is rare. Let's see, what happened after that? What happened? It was about Christmas time around then, and I had no work. It was dead season. After the busy season happens, it's dead. There's like no jobs. You gotta figure out how you're gonna get work and how you're gonna get on that film set to make money to pay your bill. So this is where the thinking comes in. I had to use Facebook and use Mandy.com and use all of these groups that were on Facebook to try and find work. So I typed in everything. I spent days and days and hours just trying to find the perfect way to find a job when you're not in the camera union. So I ended up finding a few pages. I can link them down below, or just I can tell you what they are down below. This is mainly for Vancouver, but I'm sure there's similar groups in other areas. The particular groups that I signed up for were Vancouver Camera Assistants, Vancouver Camera Assistants, and assistants. Two different words, but someone messed up. Anyways, Vancouver Film and Job Board. Anything that I could find that was film related in Vancouver, I was signing up for the group. Then I was typing, hey, I'm available for work. Cold calling, cold emailing, and just letting everybody know that I'm available for work. Now you gotta put in a lot of effort to get these jobs. It's not just somebody calls you and says, hey, here's a job. That doesn't happen. You have to put in the extra work to get these jobs. So I went to Craigslist, typed in that I'm available, that I'm looking for work. I emailed every job on there that I could possibly find. I went on the Directors Guild of Canada board and found which productions are in town. I started emailing the producers, the production managers, finding out who's gonna be on these productions. There's also a site called Creative BC that has every single production that's filming, and it also has the emails to productions. Well, I would start sending my resumes to the productions saying, hey, I'm interested in being a second AC on this production. Here it is. A lot of times you don't get any response from them, but the work and the effort of trying to get those jobs is what's really going to get your name out there and keep you relevant to people. So your name is in the back of their head, like, oh yeah, this person's looking for a job, maybe I should contact them. That kind of thing is important for you to even get in the door, because people will start to know your name. That is essential. That's one of the big reasons why I am where I am, because I put in so much work and I didn't sleep. You need to get sleep, so don't go and screw up your sleep pattern, because sleep is important. But this is how I kept getting work. I ended up getting on this production called Project MC Squared for Netflix with a person that I previously worked with before. And this is where networking comes into play, because when you're on set, you have to treat every single person you work with as your boss. And essentially they are your boss. But treat every day like it's an interview. So be on your best behavior, be your best self, market yourself towards all these people you're working with, because they might be hiring you on your next job and you don't know that. So you always have to be on your best behavior, which is hard for somebody who originally doesn't like to get bossed around. But I'm owning up to it, but I'm a lot better now, and I've been getting work and it's been helping me. So that is my main advice, is like, you need to network. Once you start networking, don't go out and be like, hey, look at my stuff. Nobody gives a crap about what you've done in the past and what you're planning on doing with your life and your career. As soon as you start telling people, oh yeah, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, you're like, oh yeah, it's one of those guys. Been there, done that. I don't care. This production that you're on now is now. Forget everything you've learned in the past. This is how we're doing it on this production. You don't know shit. That's the reality of it. It's kind of cutthroat. You just have to, even if you know what you're doing on set, you just really need to just say yes to the person that's working with you, above you, because if you don't, well, they might not hire you back because you think you know a better way to do everything. Currently, I'm in the union. I got in the camera union a few months ago after all this experience that I've got. I think you need 120 days as a second AC to get into the union. And you also need references from people in the union to refer you into the union. So you need to get on those union sets, so become a trainee, get on those union sets, meet people, network. If you network, these people will probably refer you to the union. Do good work, don't be lazy. You know, learn as much as you can while you're on set, because then you'll be able to do a better job when you're actually there. Oh. Okay, so I said I was in the union now, and now I want to tell you guys how to get work while you're in the union. The union is only giving you like an exclusive opportunity to work on certain productions, like tier 1 features, like something with The Rock in it, or something with Tom Cruise, that big giant movie that's going to theaters. Those are a lot harder to get on than stuff like Hallmarks. Hallmark productions are like the low budget ones that still make it to TV. A lot of people watch it. But that's a good place to start learning how to prepare yourself for the big giant productions that are a lot more fast paced and stuff. Or stuff like you did trainee work on. to get on a Netflix show, it's the same thing. You just pretty much to get on any production in the union, it's kind of the same path. You just need to network, and every time a new production comes up on the list, you have to start emailing people and let them know you're available. Or if you've worked with them previously, you need to send them a nice email saying, hey, I'm interested in working on your production. I don't know if you have anybody already, but I would love to work with you again, etc., etc., etc. If you haven't worked with them, then you need to, you know, provide a cover letter like you're applying for a job. Let them know that you're in the union and that you're interested in this production. That's what I've been doing, and that's how I continually get work. And you know, there's been a couple months where I haven't had work, but you have to save your money for those times. And that's the hardest part, is to save your money so that when you aren't working, you can make it through the months. What else do I have to say? So the months that are busy in the film industry is May through October. Then you have November, December, January, February. Those are dead. Like, there's productions happening, but you know, the best people are working on those productions, or the people that were asked first. So you really have to be first to the game to get on those productions. A lot of people travel during this time. When March comes up, it's pilot season. Pilot season is from like March, April, May, and then June, summer hits, and it's busy. And it'll be super busy to the point where they can't find people, all the way until, anyways guys, this shouldn't stop you guys from doing your own things, from doing YouTube, from doing commercials, trying to get your own production company up, but this is just to help you get into the film industry and experience working with celebrities and being on set with celebrities and being on those movies and TV shows that you love to watch. That is what this whole video is about. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It'd be much appreciated. I'm trying to grow this channel as big as I can, and with your help, that can happen. If this inspired you at all, throw a comment down below, and if you have any other questions for me, just type them in and let me know what you want to know, and I'll try and answer it in one of, God, I can't talk, and I'll answer it in one of my next videos. So yeah, I think that's it. This video was a lot different than my previous video on how to make a film, because I didn't want to get too crazy with the camera angles or whatever. Last time I was using 3 different types of cameras, so the colors weren't really matching up, and I did my best I could. I used a cell phone, I used the Sony a5000, and I used a Canon T2i with just one light, pretty much. Let's see. I also didn't use professional sound on this. I hope you guys don't care. Anyways guys, that's it for today. My next video is gonna be more about, kind of off topic, but about my family. Hope you guys like it. I don't know what I'm doing. You guys know the routine. If you haven't watched the previous video, which was about this one, it was the first half of this video, consider watching it there. And if you're still watching this, consider subscribing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.